What are some of the reasons that teen moms don't stay in school?
Many moms don't finish school for logistical reasons. Really, it comes down to the practical problem of who's going to take care of my child while I'm at school. So childcare is the biggest issue. Also finances, school does cost money, and if you have to choose between feeding your child and school fees, you're going to obviously choose feeding your child. Another problem often is that parents, they see their daughter's pregnancy as being something that needs to be punished, and she had her chance to go to school. Now she's messed that up. Now she can't. Now she has to stay home, look after the child, or work. So for every girl there's going to be a different reason why she doesn't. In my experience, most of them want to go back to school. Just very often there's practical issues that get in the way.
And in your experience, where does the notion that they have to be punished come from?
From society, from us, from their peers, from their teachers, from their parents, from their families, from newspaper articles that you read. It's almost as if teen pregnancy is up there with being a rapist or a murderer or a drug dealer for a lot of people. And so, yes, it was an irresponsible decision that she made, and it led to consequences. But it doesn't have to be the end of everything, and it's in everybody's best interests that she goes back to school and finishes her education. It's best for her, it's best for her child, it's best for society as a whole. So I'm not sure why people would want to get in the way of that. It just isn't a good idea. Everybody needs an education.
Okay, Tracy, you mentioned a lot of factors there. How can teens overcome these factors but still finish school?
There are many ways that they can overcome these factors of these problems that get in the way. The biggest thing they're going to need is support. They're going to need support, number one, preferably from their family. They need to have their family behind them saying, you can do this. What would help is easily available, affordable, good childcare that they can, with people that they can trust, not just leaving the baby with some neighbor down the road. And also to make the schools a comfortable place for them to come back to, that the schools are aware of their circumstances and want to help them and want to support them. So number one, it takes a huge amount of determination. It's very difficult to study, even if you don't have a child. Add looking after a child on top of that, it's very difficult, but with a lot of support and a lot of determination and some creative timekeeping and managing your time, it can be done.
Okay, and for the moms that are still in school, what are some of the important factors that they need to consider?
Okay, for the schools, I know it's been in the news a lot lately about schools wanting to expel girls when they're pregnant. They're not actually allowed to do that. For everyone's sake, it's best if the girl goes to the school as soon as possible. Don't put it off. As soon as she knows that she is pregnant, and her parents are obviously aware, get to the school, speak to the principal and say, this is a situation, what are we going to do, how can you help me, I want to stay in school for as long as possible. They're supposed to be able to allow her to stay for as long as is healthy for her during her pregnancy, and to allow her to come back as soon as she feels able to afterwards. I have known girls who've gone back to school 2 days after the baby's born, which is not necessarily healthy, but she didn't want to lose her place. There was a lot of pressure on her to go back. So there's no reason why they can't go back soon. I've also had girls who've believed and been told by their principals that they're not allowed to come back until the child is 2 years old. And that's completely not true. So he just didn't want her back. So get to the school, speak to them, find out what they can do, and work together. The school is supposed to, and in many cases will, want to help you make a plan for how it's going to work for everybody's benefit.
And where can girls find out what their rights are?
You can come and have a look at our website. We have information about staying in school and what the school's responsibilities are and what your responsibilities and rights are. We have that info. Also, if you're in doubt and you're not sure if your school is giving you the right info, you could speak to a social worker, or you could speak to your Department of Education and just phone them up and say, this is the situation, what are they supposed to be doing for me? But yeah, don't necessarily just take one person's word. If you think that something is not right, go and find out further and speak to other people to find out what the truth is.